Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I wanted to give you guys a 34-week bump date. I also wanted to kind of talk about our pregnancy journey and what we've been dealing with and going through. I haven't really updated a ton of family and friends on our pregnancy, so I just thought this was a great way for everyone to get together and just kind of follow our journey. So we're 34 weeks. I can't believe it. Time has like flown by. I feel like we found out so early on in the pregnancy that I would have people say to me, "Oh my gosh, you've been pregnant for like a year. It's been so long." And then we hit about 28, 29 weeks and it's just flown by. It's gone by so quickly and I'm so blessed. We're ready to go. We've got my hospital bag ready. We've got baby's bag ready. The nursery's finished. That's actually where I am now. I'm in his room. We're having a boy. So we'll be talking about our gender reveal party that my friends threw for me at my store where I work, Hollister. Okay, so I just want to get into kind of where I started with this journey, a little bit of backstory, how we found out the panorama test, which was like a gender test, like they could tell which chromosome it was, and that was done at 10 weeks. And then we'll talk about the reveal party and then the name choosing and when we're gonna reveal that. Sorry, I have my list of topics to talk about down here, but first we decided to get a pregnancy journal. I don't know if you can see it. It's by Pearhead, and it basically just runs you through the big news. So talking about when we found out, the first doctor's visit, the first trimester, second trimester, third trimester, and then so like some planning for the baby. So like name ideas, when we decided to choose the name, what we decided on. There's places where you can put photos. You can put them on the side there. Kind of just like ideas that you want to jot down for the theme of the room. I knew the theme already. I was like, we're gonna do boho, even if it was a boy or a girl. I started actually decorating the room the week we found out. I was like, oh well, I have to start doing something to celebrate. So we did the boho theme, which is very whites, tans, just neutral colors, light colored wood, bamboo type stuff. Maybe I'll do a nursery tour. How would you guys like to see a nursery tour? I would really like to do that. So, and then it talks about your hospital bag. It's actually really handy. It gives you ideas of what you need to pack the hospital bag. Yeah. So, we got this baby journal, and I've been having a lot of fun filling it out. Just kind of, it's a way to jot down notes of things that have been happening to me week by week, trimester by trimester. Then we'll move on to how we found out and when. We found out August 8th, which was actually 3 weeks after conception, and we found out very, very early on with the early detection pregnancy test. I found out actually at work. I had been feeling dizzy. I had like a metallic taste. Actually, I came into work and I got like just a black coffee and a donut, and I had this metallic taste in my mouth, and I was like, okay, something's not right. And I was dizzy, like I had mentioned. I think those were my biggest indicators, was the dizziness, the metallic taste, and then I had my missed period. So something was up, and I texted Zach and I said, my husband is Zach, for those of you who don't know. I texted him and I said, can you bring me a test at work? I feel like something's off here. And he brought it to me, and it was of course the early detection because we were so early in our pregnancy, and we got the positive at Hollister, and I ran out to our lounge area and I was crying, and I was just so excited to share the news with him. That was again August 8th, and August 9th we flew out to Florida because we had gotten engaged July 24th. We knew we wanted to have our parents there, his daughter, Briella, and my brother. Our close family was there to celebrate with us. It was very intimate. And we flew out to Florida again August 9th, where we were going to have our wedding. And we were just elated. We were still kind of, I think both of us were kind of in shock that we were able to get pregnant so soon within our first try. He had gotten back from deployment July 23rd. So we kind of got our baby surprise announcement ready pretty quickly because our family was flying into Florida August 17th for the wedding, and which was a beach wedding. And that night at dinner we had our surprise baby reveal presents to them. We got everyone sat around the table and we kind of sat them down and just said, you know, thank you for being here with us, for helping making this such an intimate experience, and just kind of thanking everyone for coming. And inside of each goodie bag was a mug that said promoted to grandma, grandpa, and then big sister and uncle, because Briella and my brother were there. And it was like mugs. My brother had like a beer glass, and then Briella got a t-shirt. And everyone opened it and just was as excited as we were. We had such an awesome response and a good support system. And we were so grateful. So thank you guys, if you're watching, thank you again for coming and celebrating with us. We then did the panorama test, which was, it's like a test that can see if the baby is healthy, and it also gives it's like a gender test. It can tell what chromosome the baby is. At week 10, I believe, is week 10. We actually got ours done, I think, at week 11, and we got the results back within 7 days. When the doctors called to give us, and the panorama test is optional, you don't have to get it done. We wanted to make sure baby was healthy and know what was to come, and especially we also wanted to know the gender. So we got that back within 7 days, like I had said. And when the doctor called to give my results, I wanted to first and foremost make sure baby was healthy. And then I actually handed off the phone to one of my associates, and she got the results of the gender. She kept it a secret and got all of our friends and, my friends from New York and my coworkers and some of Zach and I's friends as well came, the sheets. So thank you guys again for coming. But everyone came, and we had those poppy, like those pole pops, and it shoots out confetti of the color. And we had a balloon where you popped it and the color came, and we had cupcakes. So everyone really came together and helped support us and surprise us and congratulate us. It was such an awesome party, and I'll never forget it. We were so excited. We really thought baby was going to be a girl. So baby, in the future, when you're watching this, we thought you were a girl. But we were so thrilled to find out we were going to be having a boy. We followed that party with dinner. Zach and I went to Goodfellows. It's this Italian joint in Sackett's Harbor, New York, right on the lake. It's beautiful. It was, again, very intimate, and we just celebrated and got in the mindset of having a boy, and it was just a fantastic evening in celebration of our baby. Which also brings me kind of into our next topic, which is choosing the name. When we first, actually before we got pregnant, we had already decided on a girl's name and a boy's name. We're definitely that kind of couple who, at least I am, and Zach goes along with it, likes to be very like prepared, type A type personalities. Everything needs to kind of be perfect and set in stone. So we actually had our name picked out for a girl and a boy like early January of 2019, so earlier last year. And then of course when we found out it was a boy, we were like, oh my gosh, like this is his name. And we're not going to announce the name until birth. That's just the way we want to keep it. We want to kind of keep it a surprise, keep it very personal to us. Of course, our parents know, my brother, some of our friends know, some family may know, but for the most part, we wanted to keep it very special and personal to us. Some of you may have seen I've been calling him Baby B online, so his name does start with a B. Okay, so that's kind of the whole backstory with this pregnancy. Fast forward to now, we're 34 weeks pregnant. I'll insert a bump date picture, probably like right around this area. Hey guys, I'm back. Sorry, my camera overheated, so I had to let it cool down, and I put my hair up and I'm having a hot flash. So sorry if the camera angle is a bit different, but yes, so moving into 34 weeks, I'm feeling pretty good. Overall, I've had, I want to say, a fairly easy pregnancy. I know everything can be very relative, and so many women go through such more difficult pregnancies than what I've gone through. So I want to keep it very real. I've had fairly easy pregnancy. At the same time, though, I've had some symptoms that really kicked my butt and seem to have lasted this entire pregnancy. Well, I guess one big one has lasted this entire pregnancy, which is, I don't know the correct term for it, but it's basically where you have like pregnancy sinus issues, where you get really stuffy and constant postnasal drip. You might be able to hear it now. I mean, I am still recovering from, like, I had a viral infection a few weeks ago, and honestly, I'm still kind of getting over that. But also, the sinuses have just kicked my butt. There's nothing I can do for it. It's not a sinus infection. Antibiotics we tried doing, because at first we had thought this was a sinus infection, but it's not. It's just something that some pregnant women are prone to during pregnancies. So actually, it's something I wrote down in our pregnancy journal. So it's I can kind of be prepared for the next time I get pregnant for this symptom in case I am to get it again. So that's been one big one that's really, really kind of brought me down. Just having sinus issues every single day for 9 months has been exhausting. But again, many other women go through way worse symptoms, so I can't complain. I didn't have any nausea. I had a few spouts of feeling kind of like, oh my gosh, like I gotta slow down, I gotta breathe. Just a little bit of a quick nausea spell, but I did not have any morning sickness or day sickness at all, which I'm so blessed to say, because I know some people really have quite the journey with morning sickness. I have been feeling some Braxton Hicks lately, which are crazy because it's just my uterus prepping for it, and my body prepping for delivery, prepping for labor. At first, it was like week 30, I think, or week 31. I thought I was going into labor. I had back pain and pelvic pain, and it was sudden. It was onset, and I had 2 Braxton Hicks, which looking back I thought were true contractions, and they weren't. It was just tightening of the stomach, a little bit of I was uncomfortable, but nothing painful. I think it was more of a shock to me than anything, but just the tightening and then a little bit of like pinching. But I was at work and I knew I was doing too much. I needed to sit down. I needed to rest, and I was probably very dehydrated as well. Being at work, I try to drink water, but I can go hours and not take a sip of something. So that was something I knew I needed to just like take a step back and relax. So the rest of the night at work, I kind of just laid low. The Braxton Hicks went away. The pelvic pain and the back pain did not go away, but I spoke with my doctor and we had come to the conclusion that baby had moved head down, which I was right on time. Actually, I do remember what week it was. It was week 32, because my doctor said between week 32 and 36 is when baby typically can like start making his way head down. And it's not a permanent position, as most of you know. Baby likes to move around, and he's sure done that. So he's not permanently head down, but at least he knows the way to the birthing canal for when baby is going to come. I did my glucose testing at week, actually I was a bit late. I did it at week the last part of week 28. And I know you're supposed to do it between 26 and 28 weeks. So I did my first glucose test, which was you get that sugary drink. You have to drink it in 5 minutes, and at least that's where I went. They give you that timeline. I know some people say within 3 to 6 minutes. So you have to drink the drink. I had Hawaiian Punch the first time, which it didn't bother me. The drink really wasn't that bad for me. The first test, I didn't fast. My doctor's office didn't advise that. I just wanted to kind of see how my body processed that sugar within the hour. So I had my test at the hour mark after drinking my drink. My score was 137. And for my doctor's office, their cutoff for being safe is 130. So I was 7 points over, and they said I had to take the 3-hour test. I was devastated. I remember calling my friend Allison, and I think I even called my friend Mackie and my mom and Zach. I just called everybody, and I was just so devastated, and I was blaming myself, and I was just like, I thought I've been doing well this pregnancy and not overdoing it with the sugar. I just, I was devastated, but it really wasn't that big of a deal. We went and did our 3-hour test, and I passed. They didn't give me my score for that one, but they said I was far from being even at the borderline of having gestational diabetes. So we passed. So then I'm going to go into how I'm feeling emotionally. I feel like I'm doing really well emotionally. During my first and second trimester, I feel like I was pretty emotional. A lot of things would get to me, and I wouldn't be able to process or handle it quite as easily or as calmly or with grace as much as maybe I would have before I was pregnant, or as much as I really would have wanted to even being pregnant. I got out of that phase once we hit in our third trimester, so about 29 weeks I believe is third trimester. I could be wrong, but as soon as we hit third trimester, things kind of started to calm down for me. Emotionally, I didn't feel like I was like a ticking time bomb, and I know that sounds really aggressive, but I was. I'm sure a lot of you can relate with me with the pregnancy, though. Your hormones are raging. I'm a store manager at Hollister, so I'm in charge of quite a few people. It was a lot for me with my position and then being pregnant at the same time, but I learned a lot. I really, really feel like I learned a lot, and it was an amazing lesson for me. I learned how to better delegate, better control my emotions, which I think is a great life lessons, honestly. Emotionally, I now am very happy, very excited. I can't wait for baby. It was more like I felt like it was dragging on. It was dragging on. I felt like, oh my gosh, when's baby gonna be here? I'm ready. Now it's like, okay, I'm ready. Like, you know, we've been ready for a while, as I have said. But now it's like I am just over the moon excited, and I think about it every day. I can't wait to meet him and hold him. And I've never been around small kids before. I've never been around babies. You know, my friend Mackie had a baby last year, and that was my first time ever experiencing being around a baby, holding a baby. And even then, I didn't hold him until he was about 16 weeks because I was like, so afraid because, you know, it's such a responsibility. So I'm really excited to go on this journey and have my mom instincts just start to kick in and see how amazing Zach's going to be as a dad. Oh, he's going to be the best dad in the world. I mean, he already is to his daughter, Briella. Their connection and their relationship is just amazing. And I can't wait to see him be the father to our son. So, yeah, emotionally, I'm great. I'm great now. Which kind of, I also want to mention, this kind of leads me into my next point, working. I was able to work up to 33 weeks of my pregnancy, which again, it was last week. I kind of said, you know what? I think I'm overdoing it. It got difficult pulling an 8+ hour shift, so I kind of just said, you know what, guys, I think I'm going to take some PTO, which is paid time off, for the next few weeks, just get my mind right, get my body right, just prepare for this delivery and for labor, because I know it's going to be very grueling, it's going to be tough, it's going to really wear on me mentally and physically. They were great, they were amazing, they helped cover all my shifts for the next few weeks that were already planned out. And so thank you guys. If you guys are watching this, thank you for being amazing and supportive. So once I go on maternity leave, I'm granted 6 weeks paid maternity leave. That will start as soon as baby's delivered, and then we send in some paperwork. Nesting is another thing on my list. I've started nesting since week probably 30. Getting the house organized, purging a bunch of things like old decorations, knickknacks, old, you know, hair or makeup supplies, or, you know, old clothes that just aren't going to suit my lifestyle as a mom. Again, like I said, I worked at Hollister. I have a lot of crop tops and things that just need to go because I just don't see that fitting into my lifestyle once a baby's here. So we've done a lot of taking clothes to like the thrift store or consignment store. So yeah, nesting, I'll find myself, you know, right now we're watching Smallville, so looking back on this is going to be kind of fun because we've had such a great time watching Smallville, and I'll find myself getting up and just start doing laundry, or just start organizing the kitchen, or putting things away, or, you know, putting the dog's toys away that she lays out all over the living room. So that's kind of funny. My husband, Zach, will say, okay, just stop, like, let's sit down, relax, you know, but I can't help it. part of my nesting habits was getting the hospital bag prepared really, really soon. We also got his diaper bag prepared. I mean, we are ready. Postpartum care, done, easy, ready. His clothes, binkies, his aftercare essentials are all packed and ready and cleaned, and his clothes are being cleaned, and binkies are being boiled in water, which thanks Allison for giving me your advice on cleaning and prepping for baby and things like that. I'd love to do what's in my hospital bag video as well, so if you guys want to watch that, I'd love for you guys to see what I've packed and maybe give anyone else some ideas. I know I have a bunch of family members that are expecting their babies a few months following mine this year, so maybe if you guys want to watch my video, I can give you some advice of what I've packed and what I've learned over the I do a lot of YouTube watching, so I've watched a lot of influencers and what they packed and what they find necessary and what you find unnecessary. But honestly, everyone is so different, and I just say overpack to be on the safe side, and who cares what you bring. There's no need for judgment, and there's no need to be critical. If you want to pack magazines and makeup and robes and slippers and a bunch of items for baby, then go for it. If it makes you happy, I think that's great. But I think maybe we, if anything, underpacked. I don't feel like I'm going to need much for baby or for myself in those few days of this day. And if I do, I can have my husband or one of our family members go pick something up for me. So we don't live too far from the hospital. My cravings, I know this video is a bit all over the place, but I'm just looking at my list of topics. But my cravings I haven't had any crazy cravings. In the very beginning of my pregnancy, of course, I wanted orange juice. I feel like I was actually just talking to my cousin-in-law, Kaylin. She's been drinking a lot of orange juice, and I hear so many women just kind of crave that in the very beginning. I did really crave the orange juice at the beginning, like first trimester. Then second trimester, I craved raw onions, and I realized that that's gross and weird, but I just craved raw onions, and I wouldn't eat it, just an onion. I would make sure to have it on I would make homemade burgers, or in Cincinnati called Skyline chili, so I would put a ton of onions on my chili, and that lasted a few days, not too long. Sweets, I have not wanted any sweets. I typically am not a candy person in the first place, and I know this is just a wives' tale, but I know when you have a girl, I've heard you can crave sweets more. So maybe next time around we'll have a girl and I'll crave some sweets. But this time, not too much craving for that, which is good. And then bringing into my next point, my weight gain. I've only gained about 20 pounds so far. And again, we're at week 34. So I'm going to say maybe 25 pounds is what I'll gain. I'm happy with the weight gain. Zach tries to remind me to eat my veggies and my fruit, and we're mindful to purchase those throughout like a week at a time. We'll kind of like repurchase our fruits and veggies. If I'm hungry, I eat. I try not to eat the crappiest food in the world, but again, I maybe haven't eaten the healthiest either. So it's just it's been a balance, and my weight gain isn't something that I was very strict about. If I gained more than 25 pounds, I wasn't going to kick myself, but I also wanted to be mindful of what I was putting in my body. And medicine, I haven't done a ton of medicine. I do have allergies to our dog, Reese, so if I get hives from her, I will take a Benadryl, which is safe. At least my doctor advised it was safe for me to take Benadryl. I've been taking Zyrtec for second and third trimester for my allergies from Reese. I didn't take any Zyrtec in my first trimester. I think more than anything, I was afraid to put anything in my body. And then Tylenol for the occasional headaches. Of course, my prenatals. I've been pretty good about taking my prenatals this entire pregnancy. I'm going to continue to take those. Postpartum, it helps with breastfeeding and hair loss, and just giving myself the nutrients that I could be losing through breastfeeding. And maternity clothes, I've been really just shopping at Target. Shout out to Target. They have everything I need for this whole pregnancy. I've been going to Target. That's pretty much it. And then also shout out to my fabulous Aunt Debbie. She sent over so many maternity items that I have just adored, and they really just jump-started my maternity collection. So thank you so much for sending those, Aunt Debbie. I'm so grateful. Actually, if you guys can see behind me, this is going to be his toy chest, and just we're going to like toss some toys in there for downstairs. But for right now, they're housing all my maternity clothes because I I don't know where else to put them, and I want to keep them separate from my postpartum clothes. Tasks we completed, basically, well, everything's ready to go. We have our car seats. We've got 2 car seats, the Britax brand, Britax. I hope I'm saying it right, Britax. We were gifted 1 car seat and car base by our friends, the Sheets. Thank you again so much for gifting that to us. We are so grateful because we actually got the Britax stroller from my Aunt Debbie. Thank you again for sending that to us. We're so grateful. That was one of our splurge items. We really, really wanted just a really nice stroller. It's a jogger stroller, so it's something that I can go on walks with, and I don't have to like go out and get a separate jogger stroller. So we have the baby seats ready. We just want to give our cars a good clean here in the next few weeks before we install the car seat bases, just because of the dog hair, and just want to make sure it's really clean and ready for baby. His nursery is finished. I would like to do a nursery tour for you guys and walk you through just like I had a lot of fun decorating. I think Zach had fun with me, helping me get everything arranged and organized. My sinuses are really getting to me, so hang tight. The video's almost over. Tasking, everything's ready. Everything's done. We're all prepared and ready to go. I think that's it, you guys. Thank you for lasting this long. I know this is a bit of a longer video, but I really just wanted to update you guys, and I'm sorry if I've been a little MIA or closed off or not the best at communicating with this whole pregnancy journey. This is all very new for me, and being so far away from family has been very difficult for me, and I get even emotional talking about it. I'm so blessed to have such an amazing staff and team at Hollister. Thank you guys for supporting me and dealing with maybe some of my emotions and just celebrating with me along the way. But I've really missed my family and my friends back home. Shout out to Mo. Thank you for always checking in on me and texting me. And Kiana from Italy. I love her to death. She's actually one of my friends from here in New York. We met through Hollister. You do so much for me, and you'll never know how much I appreciate you. So I love you and thank you. And Allison, I know we were so devastated when we got the news you were moving to Kansas, but gosh, we check in on each other nearly every other day. It seems like we're doing a really good job of keeping each other filled in on our lives, and hopefully we reconnect sooner than later. And yeah, thank you all my family who's answered the phone and talked to me and checked in on me. It means a lot when I get a text, just someone asking how I'm doing, and I hope I'm reciprocating that to you guys as well. I try to be mindful to check in on everyone as well, as often as I can. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope to have another video coming soon. Leave comments below with what you want to watch. If it's my hospital bag, maybe we could do like a pack my hospital bag together video, or we could do the nursery tour. Regardless, I think both of them are going to be coming to the channel here shortly. So stay tuned, subscribe to my channel, like this video, leave some comments below, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye guys.